Happy new comic book day, everyone. Nick from Comic Culture here. It is a massive week for new releases. Let's see what I got coming up next. All right, welcome back to the channel. First, I want to give a big shout out to Cadets Toys and Comics for taking all these orders, creating the poll list, getting all that stuff organized every single week. You guys are great. Links will be down below in the description to find them, so check them out. Secondly, I just set up the join feature so you can become a member of the YouTube channel. All the money for that goes back into the show, so I really appreciate the folks who have joined so far. If you're interested in joining, go down below and check out the join button. There's 3 different levels, something for everybody. Check it out down there. But with that said, let's get into the books. We're going to start with the big 2, as we always do. We have Human Target book number 11 from Tom King and Greg Smallwood. I had heard a rumor that it was going to end at 11, but that's actually going to 12 issues. So we definitely need a 12th issue. Massive cliffhanger at the end of this one. And so, yeah, can't wait to get into book number 12. That's been a really good series so far. So if you're into, or even not into Tom King's writing, Human Target has been solid. So you can check that one out. Then we double dipped on Harley Quinn a little bit here. We have the Jenny Frizen cover because that's just what we do. We pick those up. But I also got that Clockwork Orange homage variant just because it was just too good to pass up. So I went ahead and picked that one up as well. I'm not even reading the book, but I got 2 different covers from it because why the hell not? Then we have DC Horror presents Sergeant Rock versus the Army of the Dead. This is issue number, what issue is this? 5 of 6? I don't remember reading number 4, but the story's not like super complex or anything like that, so I think I'll be just fine reading issue number 5. We'll be ending pretty soon. It's been a pretty fun read so far, but like it came out around Halloween, I kind of fell out of that mood, you know, after Halloween ended, so I was like, I really don't care about the book. But issue 5's here, so we'll read it. We have Detective Comics 1068. I know those numbers are getting a little bit large. It's kind of hard to remember. Pretty cool run so far. If you're kind of disappointed with Ron V's style in Venom and Carnage and you want more of a Ron V classic feel book, this is the book for you. Check this one out. He's got a little bit more freedom, I would say, inside this book than he does in those other titles. So check out Detective Comics if you missed that classic Ron V feel, because you'll get it over there. Going into Marvel, we have a facsimile, The Incredible Hulk number 347. That's right. That Joe Fixit cover right there. Love that one. I love all these little homage covers, or not homage, but these little reprints, and they have some of the ads in them as well. So I just kind of bag and board them. Maybe one day I'll add them to my wall or have a separate wall for these facsimiles, because I think it's pretty cool to have those classic covers all in one spot. Then we have Art Germ on Sins of Sinister issue number 1. Of course, I had to get that variant cover, just had to do it. And so I'm excited for this event. We'll see what's going on. I haven't really been paying attention to X-Men Red or anything really outside of Immortal X-Men and the main X-Men run. So I hope I'm not going to be too lost. Maybe it's going to bring everything together in here leading into the event coming up soon. So let's hope. Then we have Star Wars High Republic, The Blade issue number 2. I liked issue number 1 a lot. I like High Republic Adventures as well. And the High Republic series is getting there. It's not quite there yet, but I enjoyed issue number 1. So I'm excited for issue number 1. We have issue number 2. We have Charles Soule on this one. So yeah, I'm excited for this one. Pretty cool little like half sister, half brother, sister combination here. And it was a little compelling story and interesting background. So I like number 1. We'll see what number 2 has. Moving on, we have Thor issue number 30. Donny Cates is off. We have Groenbeck, I believe is how you pronounce it, in right now. Nick Klein on the art. So we're going to see where the story goes from here. Last issue was not too bad. It's definitely putting us on a new path right now. It's almost like a new arc, but it's very much playing on what Donny Cates had set up in the previous issues. So we're going to see what number 30 has in store for us. Then we have from Ablaze Comics, Traveling to Mars, issue number 3 with these cool homage covers. This one's from Nova number 1, of course. Very cool book from Mark Russell. Love this issue. It's very introspective. It's very narration heavy, very life story heavy, but it's extremely interesting, and I would highly recommend this one. This is such a great read. Check that one out for sure. Then we have Samurai Doggy issue number 3 from Aftershock. This book has taken forever to come out. I liked issue number 1. Issue number 2 was okay. Issue number 3 is out. I just did a quick flip through. Not a lot of dialogue, very art heavy in here, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but we're 3 issues in and I don't know anything about our main character. I don't know what he's doing, what his motivation is, where he's going, even who he's battling again at this point. Just some thugs at a circus or a carnival? I don't know. We're going to get into this one. Hopefully it provides a little bit more context to what we're doing and gives us a story instead of just great visuals, because you can't just have one or the other. You got to have a little combination of both to have a compelling comic. And so hopefully it's going to give us a little bit of that in that issue. Then one book that completely fell off my radar, I don't know how, from IDW, we have The Last Ronin, The Lost Years, issue number 1. I think it's a prequel, apparently, for The Last Ronin. I completely forgot this book existed. I didn't even have it on my pull list, and I saw it at the shop, and so I wanted to make sure I got a copy of it. Excited for this one. I met Kevin Eastman, and he autographed and remarked my Last Ronin issue number 1, and I had a great time with him. So hopefully this book will be just as impactful and emotional as that run. Looking forward to that one. Then from Dynamite, we have the long-anticipated Darkwing Duck issue number 1. I had to flip through it when I got to the shop, and it's very reminiscent of the cartoon. And I read some of the bubbles here and there, some of the lettering and stuff, and it looked like it had the same humor and absurdness that we remember from the show. So I'm excited to get into that one. Maybe it's going to bring back a wave of nostalgia. We'll see about that. Then heading over into Image Comics, we have Once Upon a Time at the End of the World issue number 3. I got that variant cover right there. So this has been a pretty awesome book so far. I like the dynamics between our two characters. One's kind of had a real easy life, real laid back, secluded life, had everything they needed. One's more of a survivor, and now they're teaming up and going out into the wild, and we're seeing that relationship grow from there. So really like issue number 1 and 2. Issue number 3 is out. Super excited about that as well. Keeping on with Boom Studios, we have Damn Them All. We have issue number 4. I didn't read issue number 3 yet, so I'm probably going to stack this one for now. Interesting story. Simon Spurrier is on this one, and Charlie Adler is on here as well. Kind of trippy, very, very magic heavy, and there's some gangs and stuff like that, and they're trying to understand how these demons got out and who's controlling them, and how to put them back in their place. Pretty interesting book, though. Damn Them All. I might have to play a little catch up on that book for now. We have Power Rangers and TMNT Volume 2, issue number 2. Huge cliffhanger at the end of issue number 1. I haven't really dipped into this world before, and so now we're getting into it, and I'm loving every minute of it so far. Dan Mora on the art is absolutely killing it on here. A lot of cool familiar faces if you look in the pages of this book. Very awesome. Check out number 1, jump on number 2. It's really cool. Next, we have Behold Behemoth from Boom Studios, issue number 3. I loved issue number 1. Very different than issue number 2, but we're building this world right now. We're understanding our characters, the powers behind them. And so I actually had an early look at this book, and this one's going to explore more about the mythology, right? Like, how are these humans and these monsters connected? What are the relationships between them? And how old is this bond, right? So we're going to check out a lot of cool stuff, a lot of mythology, a lot of backstory in Behold Behemoth issue number 3. The art is killer in this book as well. Very cool book. I would highly recommend that one. Now, officially going over into Image Comics, we have Invincible issue number 1. I guess this is a reprint or facsimile or whatnot. Hardcover. Pretty cool. And then it says Invincible number 2 available in February from Image. So I'm not sure if they're going to reprint some of these or not. I have to do my research on that and see what's going on. But Invincible is a great read. I've restarted it probably 3 or 4 times over the last couple of years because I just can't get into like all the issues. There's over 170 or something like that issues. So I really need to get into my compendiums that I have and check this one out. But I've heard nothing but great things about Invincible, and one day I'm going to knock it out. But this week is not it, because this week is huge. Then we have Junkyard Joe issue number 4, probably the best book written right now, in my opinion. It's definitely in the top 3. Amazing story. Read Geiger first if you want the ultimate context of this universe. Not necessarily required reading going in, but you might lose some of the vibe and some of the feel if you don't do that. With that said, this is an amazing book. Check this one out. Make sure it's on the pull list because it's incredible. Check it out. Now, if you're into the Red Room scene, if you like Ed Piskor's Red Room, or you like some more of that kind of style book, Lovesick issue number 4 is out right now. Very, very much into that vein. So if you enjoy that kind of horror, that gore, that murder on the internet for fun and profit, check out this book. Lovesick is pretty gnarly, and it's been pretty fun so far. And then last but not least, we have Saga issue number 61. I am so happy Saga is back. We had, I think, 6 issues on the latest return, and so we're getting into 61 right now, and I cannot I don't even want to flip through it. I don't want to ruin it because Saga is one of the best books written of all time. And so I highly recommend this one. Can't recommend it enough. Check that out. So guys, that's a heck of a week. Probably the biggest week we've had in a few months, to be honest with you. I'm going to make my way through these books and I'll let you know what I thought about each and every one of them on Nick at Night. My weekly non-spoiler comic book review show comes out on Saturdays. But until then, let me know down below in the comments what you picked up this week and what your most anticipated books are. But as always, I appreciate you watching the video. Like, subscribe, and share, and check out that join button down below. Thank you very much. I'll see you down below in the comments.